It is the morning mindset edition of LiveBuildChange.com. I'm so grateful. Truly, I am grateful that you're joining me because this is a moment, a 5-minute period of time when you and I can join together via this miracle, really, of technology. It's not really a miracle. It operates according to scientific principles, but even those are not natural laws. They're things God has put in place. And so this medium of technology, of audio, of podcasting, broadcasting, internet, it's all a gift God has given us to use to encourage our own souls and to lift Him up in the world that we live in. And that's what this morning mindset is aimed at, is encouraging our souls together. We're doing that by looking at Scripture and setting our minds at the beginning of the day, or whenever you listen to this, to walk according to the truth of God in this day, in this period of time that we have before us. And we've been looking at Psalm 63, and David has written this psalm to encourage himself. And he's talking about what will happen in his life when he intentionally sets his mind on the goodness and the power and the love of God. When he intentionally focuses on that and looks at his life through that lens. And in verse number 5, he says, when I do that, my soul, so the very essence of his being, my soul will be satisfied as with fat and rich food, and my mouth will praise you with joyful lips when I remember you upon my bed and meditate on you in the watches of the night. For you have been my help, and in the shadow of your wings I will sing for joy. My soul clings to you. Your right hand upholds me. And that's a lot for us to take in just the few minutes we have left. But let's walk through it as best we can. David says, my soul will be satisfied as with fat and rich food. Now, forget about the fat part of it. Forget about how it might sound unhealthy, and consider what David is really saying. He's saying there's a satisfaction that comes from food that tastes good. It satisfies our palate. Having a full stomach is a satisfying thing. And he's saying, when I set my mind on the God of creation, whose love is steadfast, and who has proven himself to me through his help to me in the past, when I set my sights on him, I will be satisfied in a similar way. Man, think about that. We can be satisfied with God himself. We don't have to keep hungering and seeking out and searching after other things to bring satisfaction to our souls. God himself can be our satisfaction. He himself can be our joy. And he says, when that's the case, my mouth will praise you, God, with joyful lips. So I will actually begin to feel joy when I place my focus on the Lord and his goodness and his love and his glory and power. And David gives us a scenario where he does that. I remember you, God, upon my bed. So when he's laying in bed and he meditates on God in the watches of the night. So do you ever have those sleepless nights? You know, when I have a night when I can't sleep very well, I tend to lie there in frustration. I tend to lie there wishing I could be asleep, when what I actually should probably be doing is taking a chapter out of David's book and setting my mind on the Lord. I should meditate on him when I have those opportunities and remember that he has been my help. And I rest in the shadow of his wings. And even in the frustrating situation of not being able to sleep, I can sing for joy. Oh, God, help us. Help us, your people, to remember that in your goodness, you hold all things in our lives in the palm of your hand. You don't allow anything into our lives but that it's come through you first. And I want to encourage you, my brother or sister, to remember that the next time you can't sleep. Remember that the next time a difficult thing comes into your life. Those are opportunities for us to remind ourselves that we can be satisfied in the Lord, even in the midst of this difficulty or frustration. Oh God, I pray you would make your people that kind of people who have that kind of faith as we go through this day. I invite you to join me again tomorrow for the Morning Mindset edition of Live, Build, Change.